Hello everyone, I'm Ankit and you're watching StudyIQ English. In our today's video, we'll deal with a very important provision of the Indian Constitution, that is Article 371A, which deals specifically with the northeastern state of the Nagaland. Now, the notes which I will be using in our today's session, in case if you want to download them, you can go to a particular Telegram channel called as ATS Live. And while you're at it downloading the notes, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel also. So let us understand why we picked up this Article 371A for our today's discussion. Now, last week, central government signed a tripartite agreement. Tripartite agreement means any agreement which involved three parties. So, in this agreement, central government was one of the parties. Second party was the Nagaland government, that is the state government of Nagaland. And third party was the Eastern Nagaland People's Organization, ENPO. And they have agreed to form a frontier Nagaland territorial authority within the state of Nagaland. Now, while this agreement was passed or it was signed in the presence of Nagaland CM and also in the presence of Union Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah, who has said that the central government will extend all help and fulfill all its responsibilities when it comes to the development of Eastern Nagaland. So why is the separate demand for development of Eastern Nagaland has come? For understanding this, you need a bit of a background information. Now, as I was talking about this body, Eastern Nagaland People's Organization, ENPO, it is an apex body which represents the interest of Naga tribes inhabiting the 6 eastern districts of Nagaland. This include 8 tribes like Konyak, Khyamnoigan, Chang, Sangtam, Tikir, Pom, Sumi, as well as Yumkyun tribe, who account for as much as 30% of Nagaland's total population. And they have a very important role to play when it comes to deciding on who is the winner in 20 out of 60 legislative assembly seats in the state legislature of Nagaland. So as you can understand, these 8 tribes have a very important demographic role in the state and they also have a very important political role in the state. But these tribes for long have been demanding a separate state. So why are they demanding a separate state? The reason is the region where they inhabit, these 6 eastern districts of Nagaland, these districts have witnessed a prolonged neglect, and because of that, this has witnessed a lack of development, and the people living here, socially and economically, are more backward as comparison to the rest of the people living in different parts of the state of Nagaland. So because of that, ENPO was at the forefront in demanding a separate state. Now, this agreement is very significant. First of all, instead of dividing the state, the central government has proposed formation of a FNTA body which provides for financial autonomy as well as enhanced decision making to these tribes, and at the same time it has kept the geographical integrity of the Nagaland intact. Similarly, as you can understand, this is one of the 12 important agreements that has been signed with the presence of central government with different bodies in the northeast, and it is looking to contribute in order to make the entire northeastern part of our country dispute free. Right? So this is the significance of this agreement. Now let us understand important details about this agreement. Now, as I told you, this agreement favors for creation of a body called as FNTA. This body, it covers 6 eastern districts of Nagaland, which you can witness in this particular map, right? Now, this federal Nagaland body, FNTA, it has many autonomous functions. This body has been granted executive and legislative powers to legislate over 46 subjects which include land, rural development, agriculture, as well as this body has the power to manage local affairs independently. As far as administrative structure is concerned, this body will have a mini secretariat located within the region, and it will be headed by an officer of the rank of additional chief secretary or principal secretary in the state government of Nagaland. Now, let us talk about the financial powers given to this body. Now, this body will receive development funds which will be allocated in proportion of the population as well as area of the region. As far as establishment expenditure is concerned, this will be provided initially by the Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India. Government of India, specifically the Ministry of Home Affairs, feels that if this initial expenditure were to be provided by the state government, this would be diverted or delaying the eventual motive of this agreement, right? So this FNTA will be established and the cost of bearing this expenditure would be borne by Ministry of Home Affairs, not the state government. Now let us talk about why this agreement is constitutionally important. If you can remember, Nagaland has been given special status as per Article 371A of the Constitution, and the government has clarified that this FNTA does not affect the Article 371A of the Constitution, which was introduced by the Constitution through 13th Amendment Act in 1962. If you remember, when Nagaland state was formed in 1962, it was formed out of a constitutional amendment against many other states which were formed by a simple resolution passed in the parliament. The reason for this constitutional amendment was to introduce special status for the state of Nagaland through Article 71A, which granted special provisions in many different matters, which we'll cover, don't worry. And this FNTA, it operates within this framework laid down by Article 378, ensuring that the people, these 8 tribes that I talked about, they are given their unique cultural rights and they have the right to protect the same. Right. Now let us talk about what is Article 371A. This Article 371A of the Constitution, it states that no act of the Parliament shall apply to the state of Nagaland unless the Nagaland Legislative Assembly decides otherwise through a resolution passed in the floor of the House. Now, this matter, which is the Act of Parliament, won't extend to the areas under Article 371A if it deals with matters relating to religious or social practices of the Nagas, if it deals with any matter relating to Naga customary law and procedures. Similarly, it does not have to bear with the administration of civil and criminal justice involving decisions made according to Naga customary law, and also it won't have an impact on ownership and transfer of land and its resources. So according to all these functions, they are protected by Article 371A of the Constitution, because no act of Parliament would extend to these regions until and unless the State Legislative Assembly of Nagaland decides. So this is a kind of cultural protection extended to the Nagaland under Article 371A of the Constitution. So what does this cultural protection means? That the central government and state government, they have limited authority and jurisdictions over the land and the resources of Nagaland, especially when these land and resources are owned and controlled by the local communities, and they are governed not per the law of Parliament, not per the law of state legislature, but according to customary law and practices. So all of these cultural rights are protected by the Constitution under Article 371A, and this FNTA will be made according to the provisions given in Article 370A. This the central government as well as the state government of Nagaland has promised. Now, there was a question on UPSC exam relating to these very similar principles that we have covered right now. But before that, there is a very important announcement. Students who are watching this, especially from northeastern part of our country, if you want to enter into Indian Administrative Service, Indian Police Service, Indian Foreign Service, etc., there is a one very important thing that you're missing out on. This is a structured guidance that are offered by subject matter experts. And if you're looking for all of these, you have no other place to be except StudyIQ. Because StudyIQ offers all these foundation courses, especially in English language, which is very important for people from Northeast because they have problems in understanding Hindi or going through bilingual batches. So especially for you guys, we have created an English batch where all the teachings, all the notes will be provided, especially and exclusively in English language. Now, these batches are offered separately for students looking to give exams in 2027 or 2028. So make your decision accordingly. Subscribe to these GS Foundation P2I batches where your every need from prelims to mains to interview, everything will be covered. Now, we are offering 50% discounts on all the courses. But on top of that, if you want additional discounts, you can use the code ATS Live to get the same. And before making the payment, if you use the code ATS Live, you're going to get maximum discounts. So please learn to thrive by using the code ATS Live. And I was saying to you, this is the question that appeared in UPSC exam, but in 2008, which schedule of the Constitution of India contains special provision for the administration and control of scheduled areas in several states? There are several states which are provided scheduled protection under Article 371 A, B, C, etc. Please tell me the schedule which I am talking about. Let me know in the comment section. And what do you feel about this territorial authority? Is it fulfilling every needs that these 8 tribes from the 6 eastern districts of Nagaland had, or do you want more concessions? Please do let me know your comments in the comment section, right? And the ones who want to download the notes, you can go to a particular Telegram channel called as ATS Live. And while you're at it, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel also. Okay, so this is all from my side. Please have a very good day and we'll see each other again quite soon.